Love him or hate him, Russell Westbrook is one of the more polarizing players in the current NBA. Now, he's scheduled to join Nikola Jokic in the Denver Nuggets when he clears waivers in the coming days. While Westbrook embraced coming off the bench for the Clippers this past season, his fit in Denver looks a bit more questionable in that role for a few reasons. I'm going to take a deeper dive into Westbrook's offensive game, look at what his ideal role would be with the Nuggets, and see if both sides can make this work. On the surface, Westbrook will be replacing Reggie Jackson as the backup point guard. While the Nuggets as a team didn't run much pick and roll compared to the rest of the NBA, Jackson was in the 90th percentile for the percentage of his possessions that came out of the action. Westbrook is still very capable of finding teammates out of it. Here's an example of Westbrook in pick and roll that could work with the Nuggets. The Clippers run side pick and roll where Kawhi Leonard sets a few different screens. Though as Westbrook draws attention getting downhill, you could see Daniel Tice cutting from the right baseline. Westbrook finds him, and the result is a dunk that looks like one you'd see drawn up for Aaron Gordon. Two play types the Nuggets incorporate far more often than most teams are operating out of handoffs and cuts. With Nikola Jokic facilitating offense, neither of these are surprising. Westbrook is a capable cutter, but he had just 17 possessions out of handoffs in his 89 games with the Clippers. While it's easy to picture Westbrook with a head of steam getting downhill off a handoff, it isn't always that simple. The ability to shoot off the dribble that Jamal Murray and even Reggie Jackson provided out of the action is an aspect where Westbrook falls short given his struggles shooting off the bounce from all levels. There is an offensive role where you can envision Westbrook being utilized in Denver. That's the one Bruce Brown had in the 2022-23 season where the Nuggets won the title. In that role, Brown was dangerous scoring off cuts, rolling to the basket, grabbed offensive rebounds, and also created opportunities for teammates. Here's an example of how Brown was utilized rolling to the basket. In this pick and roll possession, Brown sets a quick slip screen where he tags the ball handler's defender and quickly rolls to the rim. Now, when Brown gets the ball, there's an advantage. If too many defenders rotate to help, he can find an open teammate, or he can just get downhill for a layup. With nobody rotating, Brown gets downhill and finishes around the basket. Westbrook was incorporated at times in the short roll in LA, and given his passing, could be dangerous in this regard. The elephant in the room regarding Westbrook joining the Nuggets is even before adding him to the mix, their shooting was a question mark. The Nuggets took the fewest threes per game in the NBA last year, and while they did rank in the top 10 in three-point shooting percentage, they lack proven shooters. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope shot 41% from three this past year, and he left to join the Magic in the offseason. That essentially leaves Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray as the only two high-volume three-point shooting threats. Jokic and the newly signed Dario Saric are both threats from deep, though usually take around 3 attempts per game. This just means younger players like Christian Brown, who shot well while opponents lived with his attempts, and Julian Strawther will need to provide spacing when given the opportunity. So can Westbrook succeed in Denver? In all likelihood, it comes down to Westbrook's willingness to buy in and the spacing the team has to provide. Westbrook's competitive spirit and pride are part of what made him the future Hall of Fame player that we know today, though it's also what can make him frustrating given his shot selection as he's playing the back nine of his career. Though if the Nuggets have spacing all around Westbrook, this could allow him to attack the paint more instead of settling for jumpers. If Westbrook buys into doing the little things offensively and maintains the defensive play that last year graded positively per some advanced metrics, this could be mutually beneficial. Though the one thing we know for sure is in a tight Western Conference, this will be fascinating to watch unfold.